Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club. Last time we had a kind of a bizarre scene with Yuri that shouldn't have really happened, and I don't know why it did happen, but at the end Yuri realized that she had done a bad thing. She'd taken over a scene that did not belong to her, and she ran off somewhere. So now we're sharing poems. We can't share a poem with Yuri, so Natsuki is still the one I'm aiming for, is still the one I'm trying to spend all my time with, so we'll start with her. Well, it's not terrible. It's pretty disappointing after your interesting. Did I end up with more Yuri in there than I thought? Because I swear to God I have more Natsuki in there than I do Yuri. Then again, if this one's as good as your last one, I'd be completely pissed. Well, I guess I want to try something a little different this time. Fair enough. I mean, you are still new to this, so I'd expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in the club writes really differently from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us? For instance, notice you were spending time with Yuri today. Seriously? Come on! I didn't want to. I specifically tried not to. And not that I care who you spend time with. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anyone. I mean, yeah, with a dad that doesn't even feed you, I'm not surprised that's one of your life lessons. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. Absolutely. Although I'm pretty sure I've already seen it. Have not seen this? The hell is this? How do I even analyze this? This is like machine code. Well, it's nearly machine code. There's... Huh. Because right here, it says Bible. And then right there is 24 gigabytes. And then down here, it looks like 250 centimeters. And this almost feels like oh no, although there is an L in the middle. So there, it's like there's little segments of Natsuki trying to make their way through the poem, but the poem is garbled because I feel like this is the game starting to turn inward and break down. So like the game is trying to process Natsuki, but it can't, because without Sayuri, the game itself doesn't function correctly, and everything is just starting to fall apart. But you still do see little elements of intent behind it. For some reason I saw that and thought it was Uncle Bob for a second. Uncle Bob! Weird. I want to analyze this more. I do notice there's an equal at the end of both of them. I don't know if that applies to anything. Again, the equal is something that happens in like programming languages, although actually not really. Like plus and minus are. Equal I feel like does something, but I don't know what it is. Oh geez, she's talking in the weird demonic voice again. Again, my theory on this, my assumption on this is that these lines are things that are hard-coded into her. These are things that she isn't able to not feel. So, like, everything else is effectively, it's like, here are your motivations, and based on external stimuli, fabricate your personality based on these core values. But this, like, dark text is the core value. This is the stuff that she cannot not feel. Or, like I said, this might also be things that Monica is directly just coding into her. Why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. I tried! My intention was to hang out with you and not Yuri. It's the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? It's odd that she is still this fixated on me, considering she has no memory of yesterday. Or does she just not remember the fight with Yuri, but she remembers everything else? I guess she must remember everything else. That was the only thing that makes sense. I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri's a sick freak. That's interesting. It almost sounds like a clock in the background. Like, things are... Oh, God. Her eyes are turning to... This is the second time this is done this. I feel like the last time was the last time her or was the last time Yuri? I've seen this before, and my God, is it disturbing. I don't even want to stay on this. It's just this more than anything else bothers me. That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead. Okay? You don't hate me, do you? Do you hate me? Oh God, and the music is getting all distorted and weird. Stuff like this. And again, we're back to the clock. It's like... I'm getting a sense of inevitability right now. I'm getting a sense that this is going somewhere beyond my control. Do you want to make me go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please. Oh God, is she like crying or is that blood coming out? Because that's the thing, I can't see her eyes anymore, so that might be the blood coming out. Oh, Jesus. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Is she freaking Chucky? Well, she stopped her mouth. Ah! What the hell was that? You can't just come back to the game after that. Like, I felt really bad for Sayori. That is just like, I don't even know what to think about that. What actually happened? How is Monica not reacting to this? Like, she broke her neck and then she ran towards me. This is something out of the, like, freaking Ring. I don't even know how to feel. I mean, like, again, Sayori, I felt really bad, and, like, I'd done something. This, I'm just... Honestly, it's creepy and it's effective, but it's also not believable. Sayori was handled extremely, extremely, extremely powerfully and well, and this just feels almost gimmicky by comparison, you know? It almost feels like you're just trying to creep me out instead of trying to weave a really interesting and, you know, painful story for me to experience. Hi again, Dameol. I'm not going to make any reference to the fact that Natsuki just killed herself. Is it Natsuki? How's the writing going? Well, I suppose it's okay. I'll take it, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. Well, I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Alright. Great job, Dameol. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. This is the exact same, but something's going to change. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Well, that's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You don't think Yuri likes this kind of writing? Again, why? I went for Natsuki. I'm really... Okay, it is Natsuki. I was like, I'm really second guessing myself, and I'm going to feel terrible if I'm getting her name wrong right after that happened. I'm like, am I trying to purge my memory that hard? Writing is full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head, it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She's really starved for social interaction, so I don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think she gets too stimulated into withdrawing and looking for some alone time. Yuri? Is no one going to talk about the fact that we've got a corpse in the middle of the room? Did I miss anything? Well, we also are sharing our pose with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad you took all the time you needed. Supposed to go get my poem now. Anyway, you want to read my poem now, right? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. So this is Save Me, but this is... I can already tell this is not the same. I don't think it's the same. Like, the I is missing. Interesting, just certain vowels are missing, it looks like. The colors, they won't... Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, does this spell anything? So what is missing is U, I, O, O, I, E, I. That does not look... Okay, it just looks like we're taking out vowels at random, because it's U, I, O, O, I, E, I, E. So I'm not actually seeing like that's references anything. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a knife on a breaking rib cage, or a breathing rib cage. I don't know what this word is. Unless poem of meaningless. Delete her. Interesting. So not save her anymore. Delete her. It was originally Save Me, and I forget it was down here. So clearly, this is again we're dealing with sine, cosine, tangent and the waveforms and the RGB stuff. We're dealing with computer technology, but I also feel as though like there's some things in here, again, like delete her. And knife is definitely a reference to Yuri on a breathing rib cage. Interesting. And again, the vowels keep coming out. And endless, that's what it is, and endless. I also feel like the fact that the vowels are leaving is kind of indicative of the fact that the very cornerstone, the building blocks of our ability to communicate is starting to break apart. Because that's why it's always vowels. It's always vowels that disappear. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to... Well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Here's Marco's right tip of the day. Sometimes you find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when... Who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. So I can't... That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, whoever you are. And Yuri is the last one. What? I'm still... Did that actually happen to Natsuki or not? I'm so confused by that. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. I like just holding it. I mean, the poem turned out very well. It's, well, there's some things you could work on, but that doesn't really matter. Feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's a poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. Wow, this is a narrative. A rotating wheel. And I'm already getting the mental image of like a rack or something. Turning on an axle. Grinding. Bolt head. Linear gearbox. Falling sky. 7 holy stakes. A docked ship. A portal to another world. A thin rope tied to a thick rope. A torn harness. Parabolic gearbox. Expanding universe. Time controlled by slipping cogwheels. Existence of God. Swimming with open water in all directions. Drowning. A prayer written in blood. A prayer written in time devouring snakes with human eyes. A thread connecting all living eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks 1 second. Every second time. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-drowning prayer connecting sky to 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox, breathing bolt head, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy snakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. I hope I handled that. I hope I actually presented that pretty well. I tried. So, this feels like Signs of Infinity, like, and timelessness, and a sense of knowing beyond mortal kin. It's definitely, I get that, you know, a rotating wheel, cogs, time, inevitable time, the existence of God, you know, vast emptiness of water, things that make human beings feel small. A sky of exploding stars, God that disproves himself, a wheel rotating beyond the understanding of people, 6 dimensions. I feel like this is Yuri being aware that there is a vastness around her that she can never understand, that she can never associate with, that is larger than her, and more, frankly, more important than her. And then at the end, where it's just, I feel like the end, and I tried to communicate this when I was doing it, although it obviously wasn't super cognizant because I hadn't had time to consider it. But, you know, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks a second time is, again, just losing grip on what time even is. And it may be a reference to the fact that, you know, we're playing this sequence of days over and over and over again. We keep resetting the world. Additionally, we're not playing them all at once. Time in the real world is passing infinitesimally faster than time in this game world. This game world has only been about maybe a week session, but I've been playing it for 2 weeks of actual time. And so who knows how much time is actually encompassed in what her understanding of reality is. And then I feel like this is just kind of a signal to herself, just breathe. This is overwhelming her. Just breathe. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind's been a little hyperactive lately, so I have to take it out on your pen. That is a pen panel of your backpack, and so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. Okay, so Yuri didn't kill herself. Absolutely, I want to read it. I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. That's actually, unfortunately, the way it is for a lot of people that have mental diseases, they will be on medication that will control the worst symptoms of their disease, but they won't like the way the medication works. It changes the way they perceive reality too much because they're perceiving reality accurately, and they're so used to not, and it makes them deeply uncomfortable, so they go back to the disease. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today. If everyone could sit at the front of the room. Yep, Natsuki's just back for some reason. Oh, game. Stop doing this to my heart. Well, sort of. Do we have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put anything good in just a few days. So we don't embarrass ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Oh, don't worry so much. I want to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know it's been a little more lively ever since Dameol joined and we started some club activities. This is the time for us to become complacent. We still have only 4 members. And the festivals are only a real chance to find more, you know? Plus, like, one of our members just killed herself and I had to bring her back. I don't actually know if Monika did that, but I feel like the Natsuki program broke and then Monika had to restore her, is the way I'm interpreting that scene. I don't know if that's true, but Monika definitely is the one person that seems to be above the game and understands what the game is doing. What's so great about getting new members anyway? We already have to be considered enough to be considered an official club. More members just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. I don't think you're looking at this the right way at all. You want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feeling that brought you here in the first place? There's close to be a place where people can express themselves, but they can't do anything else, anywhere else. It should be a place so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put on something together for the festival, even if it's something small. Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Dameol to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monika, do you really think any of us here join the club with other people in mind? I know I've been talking about this before. I am deeply questioning whether Natsuki or Yuri even really exist, or if they're just things Monika created as part of the program. Again, my big question and my big uncertainty right now is, did Monika craft this game? Is she the programmer, or is she a person in this game that has become aware that she's in a game? Because that makes a huge amount of difference. If it's the former, then it could very easily be that Monika is manipulating events around me and just seeing how I react to it. If it's the latter, then Monika is much more of a, like, Sans-esque character. I guess that's like a spoiler. Shit. I'll bleep that out. But much more of a, she's trying to understand the world and she has access to it and she's able to manipulate it, but she still doesn't know it. And I'm not sure which direction we're going yet. Yuri never even talked until... That's a loaded statement. Until I showed up, Yuri didn't say a word. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. You know, I wasn't even passionate about the literature in the first place. And, well, that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the only one interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. It's a little creepy how happy she is to hear this. I know you're the president and all, but you should consider our opinions for once. Okay, now her expression changed. I was a little creeped out about the fact it hadn't yet. Monika's clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. Sure, you're in Dameol want to get more members too, right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If she was as enthusiastic as Monika wanted, then I'd probably be lying. Still, it's up to me to rescue the situation. No. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think everyone here felt the same way I did? But that doesn't mean we're against getting new members or anything. Oh, that's me. Dameol, why do you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? That's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a chance. You weren't even given a choice not to join. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Oh, now you've done it, Natsuki. What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest now? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you're not to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You just don't understand at all. No place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. Now Monica wants to take that away. She's not taking anything away. No, Dameol? It's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. What if that I could just join any other stupid club? But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Oh jeez, is Yuri going to kill herself now? And again, that's kind of my problem with the mindset I have of the game right now, in that I'm at this point just bracing myself for what comes instead of getting an emotional commitment to the characters, because the characters don't make sense. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? I mean, I like how it's nice and quiet the club is right now. And I'm happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. I would be upset. I was upset. What are we talking about? Well, I've already been through this situation, and I know how I would feel. What the fuck was that? Again, Doki Doki game designer, if you are watching this, if you can hear, if you understand the words, which I am imparting upon you now, you're going for creep factor now. You had a beautiful game full of heartfelt psychological examination of characters. And now it just feels like you're trying to be weird for the sake of being weird. And that's okay. But don't start off so well and then go for that. It's like if Silent Hill turned into Resident Evil halfway through. Like, especially the later Resident Evils that were just about shooting zombies and jump scares. Where Silent Hill was a pure, beautiful piece of psychological horror with so much to look into and so much to examine. And it's just, as I keep playing, I'm getting frustrated rather than enamored, which is the opposite of what I want to do. The game kept getting deeper and deeper, more interesting, and then it's kind of plateaued and is starting to, I don't want to say disappoint me, because that's a much stronger word than it deserves, but frustrate me slightly. Should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make a decision that's right for the club. But what about you? What do you want to get out of the club? Decided to give an indirect answer is better than nothing. Well, I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along. The club provides something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what ended up making the Literature Club a special place. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. Oh god, she's freaking crying blood now. With each changed members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So, if you'd like to help Monica with the festival, I'm on your side as well. Alright. Maybe we can talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Hey, Yuri. I know things were a little awkward yesterday, I feel like you deserve to know that you're still a wonderful vice president. And a wonderful friend. Even if you randomly stab your eye for no reason. I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay? Me too. So I'll go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Dameol? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I want to chat a little bit with Dameol before we leave. Just see what he thinks of his time here and all that. Oh, geez. Yuri's going to stab you. It's important to me as president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. Things have been a bit hectic lately. Yeah, you could say that. You know, other members keep maiming themselves. I have to wonder what I've done to myself that I don't know about. Dameol, I just want to make sure you're enjoying your time at the club. I really hate to see you unhappy. Oh wow, it just got darker. I feel kind of like I'm responsible for that as president. And as possible game manipulator. Well, definitely game manipulator, possible game designer. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is and everything. And Yuri being a little bit, you know. Sometimes, it's like you and I are the only real people here. That is a line slathered in meaning. And again, it goes back, I feel like Monica is the stand-in of the game developer. I don't know that for a fact. It is possible that she is trapped in this world as a character. And just for whatever reason understands more about it. But that line makes me think, it lends credence to my developer theory. You know what I mean? But it's weird. All the time you've been here, we've hardly got to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple of days. I didn't mean to say something weird. There are just some things that I've been hoping to talk with you. Things I know only you can understand. So that's why. Okay. And with that, I'll go ahead and end this episode. Next time, you know what? No, we'll do it now. Next time, we do a poem all about Natsuki. Everything we can do. Vacation! Chocolate! Dance! Party! Poof! Wow, 1 out of 20. Sing. Flying! Lollipop. Sticky. Joy. Oh, whoops. Fun. Socks. Are we adding ones each time? Fireflies. Cheeks. Holy shit, I saw that. Is that Monica or is that Sayori? Play. Doki Doki. Spinning. And with that, we will end the episode. So, everyone, thank you very much for being here. I always appreciate it. This game is getting weird, guys. I like it, but I don't like it. See you next time, guys.